Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. It is a very, it's gonna be a fun Whiskey Wednesday night. I was like trying to think of a word. Very special Whiskey Wednesday. Yeah, no, I sound like a cheesy game show host. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, do all the things you need to do. And as I make my way to 100,000 subscribers here for 2024. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. We have a hell of a show. Not only do we have a good, solid selection of some brand new whiskeys to go through with you guys, but also a request I've been getting by a bunch of different people in comments that I've been getting on videos is to put a bunch of 12-year bourbons together in a flight and see what happens. So I think I've done this in the past, but I've added some new ones just to see what happens, including the Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, the Jack Daniel's 12-year, and we'll see what happens. Weller 12's in the mix. Have a newer bottle of that one kind of hanging out in the mix tonight, so we'll see how that one fares. Weller 12 usually doesn't fare well just because of I think the proof point hurts it, but I've heard the newer batches are being are a little bit better than the older ones as of late. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I'm starting off the night with something very interesting. This is a Clear Creek Distillery Apple Brandy Single Barrel Select. This is a cask strength 15-year-old apple brandy that I actually grabbed this from Shared Pour. Our good friends over at Shared Pour had this bottle, and they were just going on and how good it is. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. It sounds pretty amazing. So I'm going to kind of start off the night. I'm going to get the palate going with this. But cask strength apple brandy, this is 104.6 proof. Yeah, 15 years old. And this is a single barrel select from the Aficionados group, which is a group that I've done some work with in the past, picking some Armagnacs and a cognac, and just some of the selections that they get are unbelievable. So when I found out that they did this one, I'm like, all right, I like apple brandy. Why not? Let's go for it. I actually rather drink apple brandy straight than have like a whiskey finished in apple brandy. Is that true? Is that a true statement? Maybe rye whiskeys I like over apple brandy, but we'll see. We already have 250 people in the chat. What is going on, folks? Let me say hi to some people in the chat here. Robert Harper, he was early in the chat. He chimed in. He says, for me, Jack 12 wins this match, but that's just me. All right. We'll see what happens. He says, looking forward to the episode. WD Hare Weller equals last place. Everyone's already doing their predictions. All right. We got Mr. Mom 310 here. Mr. Mom just saw me back in a bit. Let's see here. Jacqueline Anthony, wait, what's the wait for it? Let's talk bourbon. Jacqueline's always bringing the excitement. Jerry McBride is here. I actually kind of like that a lot of people are trying to do the same flight at home. I know not many people may have all the bottles, but if you have some of them, let us know your results as we get towards the end of the night here. I have tried the Makers, though. I think it would end up Weller Makers 1792, Evan Williams. Okay. Roscoe P. Coltrane is here. Joey B. What's going on, man? Oh, that's me. Mark S. is here. What is going on, Mark? Nice to see you, buddy. Justin Jenkins in the house. Vinny Campanella. What's going on, Vinny? Ran out of KC12 and no EMW, but I can match the flight with the rest. Perfect. William Wiley is here. Whiskey and Boots. Almost said William and Boots. Stephen Walt is here. Look at that beard. That's freaking legendary. Four Leaf Whiskey's here. What's going on, Stacy? Nice to see you as always. Russ L is here. Shauna Marie D in the house. What's going on, Shauna? Tony, bag of donuts. I feel like I'm back in Brooklyn. This is awesome. Cheers, Jason. I've got your hard truth pick for tonight. Looking forward to the return of D&D next month. Yeah, me too. We haven't played on Dungeons and Drams in a while. Received my Nashville Barrel M&J pick today, just in time for tonight. Oh, nice, Dr. Sped. Let me know how you like it. Mamuka is here. What is going on? Smoking Firewater, 96 Milliman. Curious is the Evan Williams has gotten any more exciting. We'll see. Warren Smith, great looking lineup. Let's see. Matt Griffith, Clyde Mays, 12-year. Don't have that bottle, Matt. Do not have that one. John McFarland says Weller 12 is incredible. Let's see. Jeff Perkins is here. Bo's Wine Guy. What's going on? Whiskey Juice. Chris Buzalencia. What's going on, Chris? Kim Schwartz is here. Nice to see you, Kim, as always. Jason C. and all sipping on Artist Spirits. Don't sleep on this one. Thank you so much, Dunny. Tim Gorgeous. Tim still looking gorgeous is here. What's going on, man? Mr. Mushnick saying howdy from Midland, everybody. Oh, Mr. Mushnick must be hanging out, getting ready for the Junkies grand opening party. Adam Hinson is here. Tim Cornet, John McFarland, Ben Drammond is here. Are You Slammered? And I just have a lot of catching up to do. Let's see. Love Brandy. Oh, I'm still behind. Whiskey BS, where is that from? I'm rooting for KC12. Big Vic in the house. What's going on? Blaine Patron is here. What is going on, man? Silas Murray and a bunch of people. What's good? Currently having Old Forester single barrel. Nice. Oh shit, we got someone right here from Brohio. Hook Shank Hewitt. Cheers from Worcester, Ohio. What's going on, Hook Shank Hewitt? Dennis Baker is tuning in from Canada. What is going on? So having a good night up there in Canada? That was my terrible Canadian accent. I only say it that way because I hang out with Scott from my bourbon journey. And even though he says he's from Wisconsin, he's from Canada. I think he's watching tonight, so hope he got a laugh out of that. Vinicana, I feel famous now. Let's see who the winner is tonight. That's right. Okay, so we'll go through a couple of programming updates here in a bit, but cheers. Let me know what you guys, I know some of you let me know what's in your glass, but let me know what you got going on here tonight. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this has like, I mean, obviously you do get the apple notes here, but this is like a caramelized apples and brown sugar. It's like the filling of an apple pie that was overdone a little bit. Oh, a little bit of barrel funk there. It's got a little bit of like that. There's like a hint of a smokiness to it, probably because of the age. It just has so much like depth to it. This thing's crazy. I wish I could tell you. So this was available. This was still available on Shared Pour not that long ago, but I literally just checked because I didn't want to say anything about it and say like, hey, go get some if it was still there, but it's all gone apparently. Oh, holy hell. Wow. That's ridiculous. Oh, it's just basically, it's like liquid candy with some barrel char on it. It doesn't actually drink like a brandy where you're getting like a lot of like these grapey, like winey, funky, like types of flavors to it. This has a much richer, more decadent type of profile where everything is very much in balance. I think it actually drinks a little bit hotter than 104 proof, but that was my first sip. Oh yeah, it just got a little bit easier. Yeah, it's got like this little apple peel funk to it with like a char on it. That thing is ridiculous. All right, I'm glad I rolled the dice on this. This is really good. Our 15-year apple brandy single barrel begins as whole bright yellow apples, harvested from the famed orchards of the Yakima Valley. That's in Washington, I believe. We distill the mash in small batch copper eau de vie stills and aged in new and old limousine oak, our most sophisticated apple brandy. I don't know. You guys you might want to kind of write that one down. Clear Creek Distillery. I can't even talk. I like this so much. There you go. Clear Creek apple brandy. Check them out. If you're into apple brandy, I mean, look how dark that is for an apple brandy. Look at that. Is that coming through on the YouTubes? Yeah, it's super decadent. It's really good stuff. We have some other bottles we're going to be trying here tonight, including this beauty I want to talk about. This is actually a pick from the Bourbon Junkies that I picked up. I was able to grab. This made it through to my tier. And when I heard Dan and Sean say that it was cherry cola and butterscotch, I'm like, okay. Those are two flavors I always look for in a whiskey, and they're saying that it has both. So I grabbed that one. This is a really cool looking bottle. We also have a newer bourbon. Now these guys sent this to me. This is, I always want to be upfront with you guys. So this is New Orleans. This is out of New Orleans. This is called Bywater Bywater 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey. And this comes from 7-3 Distilling. There's that bottle. And I was kind of excited about this because Nancy Fraley herself had her hand in this one. I believe at least that's what I read. So Nancy Fraley helped out with this one. Love the label for this. So we're going to try that in a little bit. Apparently it's a pretty unique blend. So we'll get into that one. We have the newest Prideful Goat 8-year here that we're going to try out too. 95.5 rye from Indiana. Spend some time in, I believe, Texas. So go from there. And what else we got back here? Oh, this is the unfilled. This is just the cask strength straight rye whiskey. I don't know if I'll have time for that one, but I definitely want to hit these 3 tonight before we get into the 12-year lineup here. So let's see. Jason Mount says, I'm an hour from New Orleans, seen on the shelves, but haven't tried it yet. All right, very cool. Okay, just so some Dark Art store picks my area, knowing nothing about these. Does it put the Randy in Brandy? I think it might. Hit that like button, please. Yes, if you're hanging out here, please hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Old Forester Single Barrel Warehouse H is really good compared to the last one I tried from Jay. H tends to be, I think H and I have been the ones that I've had. Barrel aged candy sounds like a great idea, right, Justin? I'm with you on that one. Man, I could just sip the hell out of that. All right. So some programming notes. We have 313 hanging out in the chat. First and foremost, I did mention this last week, but I do feel I want to mention it again because I'm really excited. Next week, right here, live in the Master Drum Whiskey Room, we will have Mr. Ian Stursman, Master Distiller at Ross and Squibb, will be here live in studio. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different Ross and Squibb expressions, including the Remus repeal. We'll be talking about the whatchamacallit. We'll go through the high rye, just a Remus lineup. We'll be talking about some of the Rossville Union stuff, and obviously the Gatsby edition. So he's going to be here live answering your questions. What's going on with Ross and Squibb, the past, the present, the future? What's he working on? What can he talk about? What's his experience been since he became Master Distiller? Actually, not that long ago. So really looking forward to that. Also, the week after, it is finally happening, ladies and gentlemen. Blendageddon 6, the finals, is happening March 6th, 2024, 9 p.m. with special guest judge Fred Minnick, who will be champ. We will have our bourbon fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and also some of the proceeds also going locally here to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. So you may be seeing a famous face missing from that thumbnail, and that would be Matt from ADHD Whiskey. Unfortunately, Matt's not going to be able to do it this year because he is, having some procedures done on his. I don't know if you guys have heard about, his struggles with his teeth, and he's having surgery, and I could not be more excited for him. So he's unable to do it this year, but he sent me really nice messages how excited he was to do it. Unfortunately, it got pushed out so far this year, and he's unable to do it. But Fred will be on. We'll be talking back and forth about a bunch of relevant whiskey topics, that's happening right now. Fred tends to have a good ear to the ground as far as like who's going to be maybe next to be bought, who's looking to expand. So we'll kind of pick his brain a little bit, maybe ask about his top 100 whiskeys of the year, how do you feel like that panned out. So we have a lot of stuff we could talk about with Fred, but Matt will be missed. Hopefully he chimes in either tonight or next week. But yeah, our blessings to Mr. ADHD Whiskey. We will miss him. Let me put that up there one more time. March 6th, 2024. That's in 2 weeks from tonight. Special guest judge Fred Minnick, the Blendageddon 6 Whiskey Challenge. And here is the final bracket as it stands now. The final 4 is Eric Sawyer with the Butterfly Assassin, Darrell Stewart with Bootsy's Blend, JG with Milo's Match, and Shelby Shrunk's Pour It, Spit It, and Chew It. Eric Sawyer is the defending champion. Can he repeat? He would be the first repeat champion we've ever had in Blendageddon. We'll see if he is able to do it, so mark your calendars down. Also for the St. Jude's fundraiser, we have some amazing bottles. I'm actually going to post the live stream for this pretty soon. I have to set it up with GoFundMe to start raising some money. And once that happens, you guys will start be able to bid with the list of bottles and stuff that's all going to be available. I have a good amount of stuff that I've thrown in there myself, and a lot of people have been really generous. So we'll go from there. So get it ready. Sashi Sane says, I feel his pain. Yes, I know you do, Sashi, man. Saucy. I can't even say it. F yo train. Luckily, I'm stepping in for ADHD whiskey, says Adam Hinson. Yeah, we'll get you in there. Finally, it was about time to put in the Whiskey King as an alternate. Enjoying larceny with soda water. This makes a decent highball. Oh, okay. That's a cool way to do it. Asking about laser codes on the Remus Highest Ride. Big controversy there. Big. Yeah. I'm not talking about laser codes with anybody. Jason, I assume you've had stuff from Middle West Spirits. What's your favorite? I've loved everything. Just cracked their 6-year sherry cast finish and really love that too. Bourbon Apprentice, I think a couple, it was last year, the year before, their ported pumpernickel rye was my favorite. And actually, it's kind of funny that you bring that in because we are Master Journey Whiskey Club is actually heading to Middle West. Not that far from me. It's it's about 15 minutes from where I am. We're going to be picking a barrel or two over there. I think in May or June. We're going to be doing a pumpernickel rye for the group and also possibly one of the finished ones. We'll see what they got that's available. Oh my God, we got Rare Bird 101 in the house tonight. What is going on, David Jennings? Circle City Bourbon is here, having a little OGD 114 tonight. Very nice. All right. Oh my God, Black Bourbon family's here. What is up, Jason and Brandy? Nice to see you as always. Raise your drinks up casually. Gotta sing their song every time they come on. Jason and Brandy, we got to collab soon. I miss you guys. Got to get you on here. Are you still accepting bottles for the fundraiser? Yes, Rob. You know what? I will drop the link here in a little bit to if you want to donate. I have a form you could fill out. This way you can kind of put in what you're donating and how to contact you. This way when the time comes, everything will be kind of all set. Oh, Aaron C. is here. What's going on, Aaron? Nice to see you, man. Whiskey Nose is here. Yeah, Middle West Pumpernickel Rye is a different beast. I think once you kind of get used to it, people seem to really love it. All right. As much as I want to keep drinking this apple brandy, let's get into this. And then the first week of April, if you fasting forward, Connor O'Driscoll. That's right, Connor or O'Driscoll. I can't even say it. Connor O'Driscoll, master distiller at Heaven Hill. For the first time ever, will be live on the Mash and Drum. We're going to be talking to him about everything. You want to talk about laser codes? You might get into it with him on that. Maybe talk about the 18-year Heritage Collection that's going to be releasing at some point this year. Talk about everything Larceny, Elijah Craig, Mellowcorn, Pikesville, Rittenhouse. I mean, you name it. We're going to go through the whole gamut with him. Elijah Craig, everything that we can kind of talk about and see if they have any announcements maybe coming up from Heaven Hill the first week of April. So we have a hell of a lineup here coming up for on the Master and Drum on the Wednesday night. So your Wednesday nights are locked in. Just keep it here, guys. Just keep it here. All right. Let's try this Bywater because I'm gonna pour this out and we'll get into a few news stories here. But I do want to talk through some of this stuff. Ask about the drop off for ECBP. Oh, Nancy Fraley. Look, you say her name 3 times and she just shows up like Beetlejuice. I love it, Nancy. I'm biting my nails regarding your thoughts on Bywater Bourbon tonight. Big love to Jason and Brandy from Black Bourbon Family. Love y'all. It's so nice to see you, Nancy. The stars are coming out tonight. I love it. I love it. Jason, I'm going to get to know about your pick of Mellowcorn cast strength. I'm going to ask him about it. Don't think I'm not. I want a single barrel cast strength. I want a single barrel cast strength Mellowcorn, which would be friggin' sick. I don't care. I don't care if it tastes like corn, if it tastes young. I just want to have one on my shelf. I love it. All right. So a little bit about Bywater Bourbon here. So nestled along the banks of the Mississippi River, this neighborhood by the water was part of the original bourbon passage that once brought barrels of Kentucky's finest by the boatload to satisfy those thirstings for this true American spirit. And now today, our team takes great pride crafting each bottle of Bywater Bourbon right here in the same city of New Orleans. The unique blend of bourbon highlights 4 distinct grains, each bringing their own sophisticated flavors. Now, Nancy, you could tell me in the chat if I have this right. But apparently this is, let's see, this is both whiskey distilled in Indiana and New Orleans. So I think it's a blend. So it's 7.3's own 4.5 year in char 2 and 3, char 2 and 3 level barrels. And then Indiana, you have a 6.5 year char 4 from Speyside Cooperage. The blend was rebarreled for 6 weeks, and it's an 18 barrel blend. Mash bill components: 64% corn, 26% wheat, 10% malted wheat. The Indiana was 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. So you add that all up: 72 corn, 16 rye, 6 wheat, 3% malted barley, 3%. 3% malted wheat and 3% malted barley. So is that a 5 grain? It says 4 grain. This is just like kind of written down right here, but I just want to get Nancy's thoughts on this, because if she helped consult on this one, I want to make sure. Yes, Jason, you've got all that. Oh, it's all right. Okay. Very, very cool. Nancy, by the way, Scott and I, we're going to be in Austin, Texas at Still Austin doing our first barrel picks there on April 26th, I believe. April 26th. So, Nancy, I'm just saying, if you can make it there, it'd be nice to do a barrel pick with you. I'm just saying. It's not that far from California. We're going, it's midway. I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. So, Nancy, if you're going to be around, let me know. Clear your schedule. I'm just saying, Nancy, clear your schedule. Come on over to Still Austin that week, April 26th. Come on down and meet up with us. That'd be really cool. Jacqueline Anthony. Yeah, we're going to Austin the end of April to go to do a pick at Still Austin. And also Rebecca Creek, we're going to be hitting up. So we're going to be hitting up Rebecca Creek as well. So, all right. All right. Before we get into this, I'm going to let this open up a little bit. Oh, it smells actually pretty damn good here. All right, let's go here. Let's go to not many news stories here, guys. Just a couple of things I do want to mention, just like to kind of keep you guys updated here. Let's pull up this one right here. For all you Scotch lovers out there, I know there's not a lot of Scotch drinkers out there, but Glenallachie, which is a very popular single malt Scotch brand, they have just reimagined their brand packaging. It has a sustainably driven packaging facelift. Glenallachie announced a packaging rejuvenation with sustainability in mind. The brand claims the updated bottles are in alignment with its new Whiskey in Good Hands tagline. The colorful new labels are for the brand's core portfolio of single malt scotches: 10-year, 12-year, 15-year, and 18-year. The Glenallachie claims it chose the slanted label inspired by the architecture of the distillery and the upward trajectory of the brand. The Glenallachie worked with 3Brand and a Scottish design agency to complete the projects. Bottles will be revitalized. Logos have hit the shelves of specialty retail stores, says per the brand. So, yeah, you can take a look at them. I think they're pretty cool looking. I like how differentiated the colors are. Pretty easy to pick out. Sometimes when you have a lot of just kind of all black with maybe a little bit of a differentiation with the age statement or something, kind of hard to pick out. But I like how big and bold they are. Being a designer, I kind of dig it. So 399 hanging out in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like while you're there. Let's go to the next news story here, which goes to, actually, since Nancy's here, this is about Still Austin. Still Austin just released this beautiful bottle, which is their Bottled and Bond Rye Whiskey. So on Tuesday, the Texas-based distillery, I don't know if this was just yesterday or the week before, the first in the series, this spring release is distilled exclusively from Texas rye per Bottled and Bond regulations, been aged for at least 4 years and bottled 100 proof. The fourth and final expression in our seasonal Bottled and Bond series is here at Still Austin. Still Austin brand experience manager Jason Harry said in a news release, the Bottled and Bond Straight Rye has the same 100% Texas-grown mash bill as our award-winning Artist Rye whiskey, but with the additional age and a slightly higher proof. Lead distiller John Schreppel and master blender Nancy Fraley have selected only the most well-developed barrels for this release to help showcase the uniquely exceptional character of Texas rye grain. Suggested retail price of $79.99. It's available for purchase in Still Austin's tasting room starting at noon Tuesday and will roll out to select market retail locations and become obtainable online at some point in March. So obviously I love Still Awesome. That's the reason why we're going there to do picks. Everything that we've tried from Still, I tried the red corn, the blue corn, all of it. It has just been absolutely outstanding. I think it's the best stuff coming out of Texas. Absolutely love it. And then this was an interesting article right here, guys. We got to talk about this one. So I didn't even know this was going on, but it kind of, let's see here. Can I find it here? Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. After a 7-year messy legal battle, Bulleit lands another victory in bottle trademark case against Redemption Whiskey. If you guys have never compared these two bottles, check this out. Redemption versus Bulleit. I mean, it's close. Is it that close? I mean, it's pretty close. So here's what went down. On Wednesday, I think this was last week, Routers reported that Diageo owner Bulleit Frontier Whiskey defended its win against W.J. Deutsch & Sons in the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan. Diageo argued its Bulleit Frontier whiskey brand was famous enough and its bottles distinctive enough to force Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits to rebrand its Redemption whiskey. Following a previous legal loss, W.J. Deutsch & Sons took the case to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan, claiming in front of a 3-judge panel that Bulleit was not famous enough to force the Redemption brand to change its bottle shape. Legal reps for Deutsch argue that Bulleit Frontier Whiskey was not a household name and that Redemption should still be able to sell its bottles despite the packaging's similarities. This was met with skepticism from the court. A third of the people in the country have no idea what Tiffany is, but lots of people do. Senior U.S. Circuit Judge Barrington Parker said, it remains unclear as to whether W.J. Deutsch & Sons will take further legal action. But this has been going on for several years, apparently. And it looks like Bulleit notched another win. I just think it's hilarious when you these are some of the stuff that happens a lot behind the scenes in whiskey where people just want to sue each other. And I get that there's a specific type of trademark and registration and assets you want to protect, especially marketing-wise. But to claim Bulleit's not famous enough, that's some tough cheese, man. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna put that through. That's a bold statement. Bulleit's pretty popular. You go into any bar in the United States, they have Bulleit. I don't see many people asking for Redemption. Listen, Redemption has its place on the shelf. Redemption has been out there for a while, but to say that Bulleit's not that famous, I don't know. I'd probably be like the judge. I'd be like, wait, what? What are you saying? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're different enough, though, to be honest. I mean, let's look at the bottles real quick. Redemption is shorter. It's wider. I get the glass is embossed. Bulleit has a very distinct, label across the bottom that's tilted, or sometimes you buy the bottle and it's not as tilted that as it should be. Redemption, Redemption has that, they have the grain on the bottom there. I think that's either corn or rye or wheat or something like that there on the bottom of the bottle. I think that's corn. And then, they have a big square label on the front. I feel like it's different enough. Like, I don't know. It's not like Redemption made their label orange like Bulleit. I could see if that was the case, but I mean, this shit happens all the time. People just love suing each other. So, all right, let's get to what I saw on the TTB. Just a few fun labels here, guys. Local distillery here, Whiskey War, is this is out of High Bank Distillers here in Columbus, Ohio, right there in Grandview. Shout out to Grandview and Adam, who's been on this channel. Love what High Bank is doing, except for this release. Why? Because it's a blend of straight whiskeys, handcrafted in small batches and finished in Brazilian Amburana barrels. Whiskey War and High Bank have gone and done it. They are putting out a friggin' Amburana barrel. I can't. Is it gonna die ever? Never. It's not gonna go away. Actually, Adam told me about that. Adam Hines told me about that when that was coming out, and now that I see the label, I'm like, oh my god, what the world needs now is more Amburana. Just saying, just more of it. More of it's coming. I don't need another Amburana whiskey. Yeah, I mean, it's coming. Life from the Patio is here. What's going on? Cheers all. Life from the Patio podcast. Oh, thanks for hanging out, guys. This batch of Bywater is an 18-barrel blend of our distillate with some 21% rye MGP by suggestion of Nancy. We're very excited to have her in our corner. Oh, that's Adam Fayard of Bywater. Awesome. All right, I'm about to try this stuff here. But a couple more labels I want to show you. If you guys want to come down from the excitement from the Amburana barrel, we have another Maker's Mark Heart release coming out that is labeled Caramel Chocolate Maple for 2024. And this one is going to be 112.6 proof, it looks like. Stave profile, 10 virgin toasted French oak staves. Bottled this month, so we should probably see some rollout from Maker's Mark pretty soon for this one. Again, just when you thought the wood finishing series was done, it is coming back. So this is called, the batch is called the Heart Release. And if you look here on the side, it says, actually, is it on the front? Let's see. I feel like there was an indication somewhere that said it was like, oh yeah, volume 1 of 5 there. Yeah, it's staring right at me. So does that mean there's going to be 5 releases? I think we did see another one where it was just going to be, they're bringing back the mocha stave, and it's going to be all mocha stave. That one will probably go really fast. So we'll see what happens with that one. And then next up is the Bardstown, I think it's the Bardstown Collection, the Bardstown Collection. So if you guys don't know what the Bardstown Collection is, it's 7 distilleries, 7 exclusive expressions, all from Bardstown. It's all one collection. So now these release, I believe, let's see, 2024 release during our first annual National Bourbon Week. So these will hit the market June 11th to the 16th, exclusively in Bardstown. So here are some of the labels. The first one you're looking at from James B. Beam, looks like a 100 proof limited edition. You got one from Log Still Distillery, another 100 proofer. You got one from Preservation Distilling. Now, I don't know if those are for position only. They probably are. That's probably not the real stats of what's coming out. I mean, maybe they are, but we'll have yet to see. And then we have one from Bardstown Bourbon Company as well. So all those distillers get together to create this collection. It's kind of a, pays homage and tribute to Bardstown, which is a pretty special place in Kentucky, when you talk about the history of bourbon. So, yeah, so cool. I've never gotten a chance to try any of that, but, there it is. All right. All right, the moment of truth. Let's get into this Bywater bourbon here. If I haven't said it yet, this is 46.5% ABV. So that works itself out to, what is that, 93 proof? 93 proof? There you go. I did some mathing. I'll show you guys right up here again real quick. Good looking bottle, I think. There you go. Let's see. Excited for the Maker's Lost Recipe series. Did you see where Four Roses won World's Best Single Barrel? Hope it doesn't turn the bottle into hard to get and expensive, says Kim S. Yeah, that's actually a good call out. I did see that. I actually got an email about it. I don't think it'll change anything with Four Roses, to be honest. I think people will, I don't think the masses that buy up all this stuff is interested in a bottle of Four Roses because they know it's just not going to, I don't think it's going to like disappear off the shelf, like some other expressions have in the past. There's no resale market value. So you always got to kind of look at the resale market value of stuff. So I just don't think Four Roses has that type of, looks like a bullet bottle. No, this doesn't look like a bullet bottle. It has the embossing, but it's taller. This looks like it's taller than bullet. Where's that bullet? Oh, that single malt is back there. Never mind. I'm not pulling that out. All right, let's get into the nose on this one, guys. Here we go. Man, this is pretty buttery. Get a nice little buttery sweetness to it. I get cocoa powder off the bat. I get kind of fresh cocoa powder here. There is a dark fruit note there. I'm not sure what that is, though. Man, there's a little bit of a, I get that 21%, that MGP, where I always get like that citrus, like orange note. That is kind of in the background here too. Kind of getting a nice blend of stuff here. It's not super dark. It's not super rich coming off the nose, but it's just kind of light, pleasant, and pretty well balanced, I would say. This isn't something that's going to like blow you away off the nose here, guys. Remember, it's only 90, 93 proof here. All right, let's give it a try, guys. Cheers. Here we go. Oh, I actually think it tastes better than it smells, if that makes sense. Because like on the nose, I just wasn't getting enough of it. And I felt like it was going to come off really easy and soft. And coming off that cast strength apple brandy, I was hoping this would have a little bit more of a punch, and it actually does. The 21% rye, I think, is very prevalent here. It does. It has a chocolatey type of vibe to me. That cocoa powder I was getting on the nose, I think I'm getting it on the palate for sure. The orange is there. Trying to think of what that dark fruit note I'm getting a little bit here. Yeah, I'm not. What is that? I want to go like raisin, but it's not dark enough to be a raisin. I don't think. It doesn't have like that real that condensed flavor that you get from a raisin. Maybe it's just kind of like a grape note. There's something there that's kind of mixed in with that citrus note that I'm picking up. It's actually getting better the more I sip it. More stuff is opening up, probably just because I need it to open up a little bit more. Pour a little bit more here. But I will say, I think the main notes I'm picking up is cocoa powder. I'm definitely getting the citrus, I think, from the MGP. It actually has a nice little finish, too. Even for a 93 proofer, it's got a nice little, little spice to it. And I think, I mean, if you're looking at the derived mash bill, good amount of 16% rye. I mean, it's not a ton of rye, but I think the wheat notes also are what I'm picking up here, too. Wheated bourbon is something that I struggle with. Hey, what's up, Prescription Bourbon? Oh, ADHD whiskey's here. Oh, golden raisins. Maybe that's what it is, ADHD. See, this is why ADHD is brilliant. There you go. I got orange honey tea. Yeah, I think the orange, maybe it's honey. Maybe that's kind of that sweetness where I'm thinking like it's fruit, but it's kind of a sugar. But I could definitely see orange for sure. Honey, I could see is there. And that black tea spice that it has on the back, I think that's pretty spot on, Popham. Black, kind of like an orange honey tea, but it's a spicy tea. I got like a black tea. Yeah, I would guess, like, if you gave this to me, I would probably guess that this is closer to 100 proof because of that spice. It's got a really nice little kick to it on the end. Let's see here. Write in vote for Van Winkle Lot B. Yeah, I don't have Van Winkle. Do not have a Lot B. Yeah, ADHD golden raisins for sure. I think that's plum. Is it plum, Adam? Is that what you're saying? I don't eat enough plums to go with plum. Because like people, I'm not gonna fake a tasting note if it doesn't resonate. I don't think I maybe had like a couple plums in my life, but it's just not resonating with plum. I think for me, it's more of like a golden raisin, maybe. That's nice. The only thing that's kind of pushing me from it is I think I'm getting a lot of that wheated note to it. But again, I'm just not a wheated guy. But I think the finish of this and the spice and the citrus note of it on the back end, along with that golden raisin, honey, plum, whatever it is kind of what saves it for me. It's a really from mid palate to back palate, I think it's really good. Front of the palate, I wish it did have a little bit more, but just because of the that's probably just based on a little bit of lower proof. But all the magic happens from mid palate to back palate. So yeah, I'm actually curious how this is going to open up a little bit. But right now, every time I go back, I'm kind of digging it. And I like that little hint of cocoa that it has. Eddie Martell says, cheers, brother. Shout out from Bama. What's up, man? Dude, that's a nice bike you got on the screen there. Very cool. I like it. Prescription bourbons here. Orange. That 15-year apple branding is rare bird. You are not. Yeah, you are so right. It's stupid good. ADHD's here. ADHD, we're so gonna miss you, man. In a couple weeks for Blendageddon, but I'm so happy for you getting it all done, man. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. Let's see here. Paul Barr, are you Italian? No plums in your life? So, Paul, that's a good question. My grandmother usually had plums around, but you know, once I kind of got out of there, I never really sought to look for plums. I've had like plum wine, I guess, plum sauce. I guess you could kind of figure that out. I guess you could, because there is a tanginess to it, I think, and that's probably where that plum note comes in. All right, one more side here. One more sip. Bob Glass, shout out from Missouri. What's going on, man? Yeah, I stick with my review here, guys. Mid to back palate, it's great. I pick up a lot of that weediness though on the front of the palate, but mid to back, all that spice, chocolate, orange, black tea. That's, you could see how those bourbons are working together in unison a little bit. And if I read it correctly, Nancy kind of she was the one that's like, hey, we should add a little bit of NGP in there to spice it up a bit. I think that definitely helped it a lot. So yeah, if you guys are local to New Orleans, give that one a try. It's pretty good. I'm curious how that's going to open up a little bit. They did send me 2 more samples. I'll probably do a review of all 3 things. There were 2 more expressions that they had sent, so you'll probably see a full video of all these expressions as they open up, but it was kind of fun to get a first taste. So cheers, and thanks to you guys for sending this to me, for sure. What is the distribution on the Bywater? It is... Let's see. Actually, so man, they have a gin, they have a rum, bourbon, they have a 4-grain bourbon, Irish Channel whiskey, they have a moonshine, and they got some vodkas. Okay, where to buy? Let's see where it says. Looks like Louisiana, and maybe, I don't know if anyone in the chat knows where we can buy your stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's nice. They distribute it down in a van down by the river, says Eddie T. Everything tastes like toasted caramelized pecans. Oh, Popham says you can get it on Sealbox. There you go. Yeah. If you like a weeded profile forward whiskey, then I think you'll like this one. It's like a nice weeded bourbon up front with some really nice spice and NGP flavor on the back end. It's really kind of a nice balance. So there you go. Bywater bourbon, New Orleans. Gotta love it. All right, let's get into this bottle right here. This is the Junkies barrel pick, Bourbon Junkies, and oh my gosh, there you go. This is a pretty heavy duty bottle. Look at that. That's the cork, man. Glass topper like that. Pretty 436 in the chat. Young weeders can definitely get a little funky. Yeah, I think that's what I'm picking up on. My palate's just very sensitive to that, you know. So let's see here. So this bottle, I don't know if they sold out on this one yet. I would imagine usually most of the stuff Bourbon Junkies put out gets sold out. But this is the Dark Arts Whiskey House. And I believe they're in Kentucky, are they not? Distilled in Indiana, produced by Dark Arts Whiskey House, and bottled by Lexington. They're in Lexington, Kentucky. So apparently this was I think this was a double barrel of some sort. Yeah, nice topper. So here, check this out. Pretty cool bottle. And basically Dan and Sean, or I don't know if it was Dan or whoever wrote it, they said that you get basically notes of cherry cola and butterscotch in this. And I was like, cherry cola and butter, those are 2 notes I love in whiskey. So if this thing has it in the same dram, like, why not? Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. Yes, appreciate it, guys. If anyone's watching for the first time, has not subscribed yet, please do. Still trying to hit that 100,000 mark. I have a great review coming out, I think tomorrow. for this beautiful bottle. You guys have not seen this one yet. This is the James E. Pepper Decanter Barrel Proof Bourbon. This thing is beautiful. Look at that thing. So I have a full review coming out for this tonight. You are not going to want to miss my thoughts on this bottle. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Jason, looking forward to Blendageddon Finals. Any dates later for that yet? Let us know. Yeah, John Vornick, I had put it up earlier. So here it is. Blendageddon Finals here in 2 weeks. March 6th, 9 p.m. with guest judge Fred Minnick. He's going to be coming out talking all about the latest topics in bourbon and whiskey. And yeah, he's going to be tasting through the 4 finalists. Our 4 finalists are set. Eric Sawyer, the defending champion. Can he win it again against JG, Shelby Strunk, and Darrell Stewart? And we'll see what happens in a couple weeks. So, and again, next week, if you guys missed it, Ian Stursman, that's right, Ian Stursman, MGP Master Distiller, live in studio. We'll be sipping a bunch of stuff with him, talking about the past, present, and future of Ross and Squibb, MGP, whatever you want to call it, distillery. So, big couple weeks coming up. And then, as I mentioned, the first week in April, Connor O'Driscoll, Master Distiller Heaven Hill, will be on the channel. So that's right. You're not going to want to leave your seat on Wednesdays, Wednesday nights. Turn it off. Just hang out with us, man. You know, I got to say, Dan and Sean are spot on with the assessment of this one as far as the flavor profile. You get a lot of that cherry cola in the front, and then the back end is just all toffee and butterscotch and candy. If I came across this barrel, I probably would have chosen it too. Those are probably my favorite notes in bourbon. This is so good. And I think, again, I think this just goes into a lot of what a lot of sourcing producers are doing, or NDPs, where they are taking a bunch of different barrels that they're getting, either double oaking them, blending them, just trying to figure something out to kind of enhance those flavor profiles. I'm pretty sure that's what happened here. So yeah, Highest Rye Bourbon is delicious and yeah, Ethan Sterner, we're going to be talking about that one. I told him that was a personal favorite of mine. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, the decision to bring that one out. How many mash bills is he actually talking about or creating? Mellow Corn Barrel Pick, here we go. Yeah, John, I'm going to ask him. Yeah, and can I still donate a bottle of St. Jude Fun? Yeah, actually, Kim, thanks for reminding me. Let me pull this up here. And I'm sorry, I should have pulled this up earlier, but I will put the link in here, and you guys can fill it out if you have a bottle you would like to donate to the St. Jude's fundraiser. Let's see here. Yep, I think I have it in forms here. So, yep, here we go. Yes, Blendageddon Whiskey Challenge. Here is the donation. Let me share this with you guys. Let me shorten that, copy it. All right, here's the bottle donation link for you guys. I'm going to drop it in the chat. And all you have to do is just click this link, and you could fill out that form, and you can let me know what you want to donate. So I appreciate anyone that's willing to donate to the cause. Again, some of the proceeds, I think what I'm going to do is if you super chat that night, I'm going to donate it locally to the Nationwide Children's Hospital, or you can donate through St. Jude's to the GoFundMe, which I'm going to set up. So we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. The Dark Art's not double oaked to 2-barrel. Oh, is that what it is, Brian? Okay, so it's a 2-barrel blend. I thought I read that one of them was double. Oh, I guess not. I guess it's just a 2-barrel blend. Better to donate bottles or money at this point? Do you need more bottles? Yeah, Paul P. I think bottles are always fun if you want to donate bottles, for sure. Lance got the Nashville Barrel Company today, sipping it now. Very nice. Awesome, Lance. Yeah, it's a 9-year Booker's. Just let that thing open up. It really does you start getting some more of those fruit flavors from there. This is just a really nice bottle. Really great profile. It's sweet. It's dense. It's dark. Hence Dark Arts. If you guys haven't tried anything from Dark Arts, it might be a new label to look out for. As whiskey drinkers, we're always looking for unique stuff out in the market. Dark Arts might be one to check out pretty soon if you haven't already. So, and I love that the fact that, you know, whiskey tubers, you know, myself, the Bourbon Junkies, ADHD Whiskey, you know, whoever it may be, you know, we're always on the lookout for unique stuff, whether it be from a big producer or not. Usually it's the smaller producers, the craft distillers, that are doing the more unique stuff before it gets to the big distillers, which have to do it up to scale. So when you find something like this, a brand like this or other brands, it's always fun to check it out. But Dark Arts, if you have somewhere near you that's done it, ask them what's in the bottle. If it's a 2-barrel blend like this, or, you know, obviously it's NGP, but, you know, you can combine some different NGPs and it does some amazing things. So there you go. This one's really, really good. Label says double barrel on it. Very ambiguous, and they should know better, says Don Prince. Does it say double barrel on it? So it's 110.4 proof. Batch says DBJB. Yeah, Bourbon Junkies is on there. It says liquid gold on the side. Okay. Straight bourbon whiskey, double barrel. Yeah. Is that as confusing as the Lux Row double barrel blend? You guys know this bottle here? Where is it? Shit, where'd that bottle go? I don't even know where that bottle went. You know the Lux Row 12-year double barrel blend that they were putting out? And every time you went in there, it said like a double barrel blend of 12 and had the 2 different barrels and it was blended together. And people were like, you know, I think people were confused about it at first. But yeah, so it's probably the same deal, but pretty damn good. It is a double barrel, but not a double oak. Thank you so much. So this is a double barrel blend. I'm going to stop saying the word double. It's a double barrel, single barrel. But that's really, really good. Ooh. Yeah, this has like a really like sweet cherry, like a butter cherry, like a cherry pie type thing going on in here. This is delicious. So great pick by the Junkies, as always. All right, we're going to try one more before we get to our 12-year flight here. And I've been wanting to try this one. I want to thank Mr. Randy Sullivan from Bourbon Real Talk for sending me one of these. This is the Prideful Goat 8-year cast strength rye whiskey. Look at the color on that. That is dark for a rye. Love it. Now, I haven't had a chance to try many Prideful Goats. It's one of those whiskeys that I've seen on the shelf, but every time it kind of pops up, it's like one of those whiskeys where I'm always having to buy something else instead of this. I have gotten some samples of Prideful Goat, which I've really enjoyed. Actually, let me keep the bottle up here. But when I heard an 8-year MGP 95.5 rye, I was like, hell yeah, I'll take one of those. So, yeah, Lux Row has a double single barrel outside the store. That's what I was talking about. Why is every YouTube channel doing barrel picks, says Chris Gardner? It's very simple, because distillers and NDPs knows that they can sell bottles with whiskey tubers and the following that they have. That's really all it's about. Remember, it's you know, in a way, they use us to make money, and we use them to get good whiskey. So it's a nice back and forth. I mean, that's really what it's about. I think, you know, several years ago, I would say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when barrel picks really started ramping up, and some of these, you know, some of the distributors out there started thinking, well, you know, these guys have pretty big followings. You know, they get people that tune in, that watch every single day. They align with their palate. Why not let them, you know, try to sell some bottles for us? So I think that's what's really kind of happened as time has went on, and it's really just grown from that standpoint. You see it at stores. A lot of people are doing barrel picks, but I think the whiskey tube barrel picks, I think, are really cool, because it gives you a chance to try something that's, you know, from one of your favorite palates that you get to watch each and every day or each and every week. But that's honestly, if I could be completely blunt about it, that's what it is. They're using us to sell bottles, and we use them to just get some really good whiskey. So there you go. And the whiskey tubers make money too. Yeah, I mean, not always, but most of the time, the whiskey tubers will make a little bit of percentage on the sales as well, you know, to kind of keep the lights on and keep everything going and to keep making all this content, upgrading cameras, computers. I'm literally trying to get another camera and another computer here this year. So, yeah, barrel pick money helps for sure. And because bourbon's awesome. Yeah. I wish I could do barrel picks, and I'm not a whiskey YouTuber, says John Vornick. I mean, John, I mean, it's really all about finding a local group. You know, like those barrel picks that maybe you'll be able to go on a trip with. But picks are the ways. I think picks are the way to is the way to go. You know, because there's so much allocated hyped whiskey out there that people still wait online for. But I mean, most of the time, a pick from a store, a whiskey tuber, a special barrel pick from a distillery is generally going to be better than that highly allocated bottle that that everybody wants. So, you know, even though there are a ton of barrel picks out there, I would still rather roll the dice on a barrel pick from someone's palate that I know is really good, rather than, you know, roll the dice on something that's maybe highly allocated that I have to overpay for. So, I mean, it's really what it's about. Aaron V says NBC is so good. I know Jason and others have said this, but it's crazy how MGP has its own brands that no one knows it's theirs. Poor marketing for sure. Yeah, Terrence, we'll talk about that with Ian as well. That's definitely a topic I want to bring up. And I think that's why they kind of bought some other brands like Lux Road to maybe help with that fact. But I really haven't seen a big improvement on the marketing side. So I'm wondering if they do have some plans. That's something we'll definitely ask Ian when he's here next week. Got this old faux president choice today. Oh, Jamie, you got a president choice today? Very cool. All right. Let's try this 8-year Prideful Goat. Let's bring it up to the glass here. There you go. Prideful Goat, straight rye whiskey, cast strength, 8-year. Usually still hard to get for most people. I mean, the thing with picks too is that, I mean, it's not just like, hey, they call you and you get to go do a pick. That's not really how it works. 90% of the time, that's not how it works. You know, you have to be really lucky to not only get a chance to do a barrel pick sometimes, but to do one with, like, you know, kind of a lesser known brand. So you have to do a lot of the legwork sometimes. I got to give a lot of credit to Scott, kind of my partner in crime with Master Journey Whiskey Club. He's the one making all the calls and trying to get our foot in the door to get some of these different barrels and different whiskeys for our group to try, because you can't always just get into one of the heritage. Yeah, everybody wants Old Forester, Four Roses, Buffalo Trace. It just doesn't work like that. So you have to search and seek out other distillers that are doing some different things, like a Dark Arts, or like when we went to Cedar Ridge. We're going to Ben Holiday next month. We're going to Still Austin the month after. So there's a lot of stuff to seek out to try in order to find some really good whiskey out there. There's just so much good whiskey out there. So really, it's about variety for us. We want to try to find everything that we can that we think people will enjoy. And I think that's really the goal of every group. You just want to find really good whiskey for people to enjoy that fellowship, come together, crack open a bottle, and, you know, just be a part of something. Oh, shit, that's delicious. From the nose on this Prideful Goat, I thought I was going to get way more of a spice-driven experience. And while the spice is there, I do get the mint. There's some really nice, like, caramel sweetness, brown sugar sweetness coming from here that kind of levels everything out. The spice is there, but man, the sweet just really balances everything here. That's really nice. Lev Ben Holiday. When are you going to be at Ben Holiday? Beginning of March, Tim Cornet. Get in where you fit, as we used to say back in the day. That's right, Jeff. How does one get access to your barrel picks? Patreon? Yeah, Drew, through Patreon. There's a link below in the chat if you want to. Most of the higher tiers are capped, because we've had a lot of people come in just to get one bottle, then they take off. So, yep. CJ Miller, I saw M&J is trying to get a Rebecca Creek barrel proof, and I'm excited for that. I can't find their double barrel Spanish oak anywhere online. I want to try it. CJ Miller, it's happening. We are getting a Rebecca Creek single barrel, so we're really excited to bring that to the group. So we'll see how that turns out when we get down there. Anyone know any good stores in Knoxville to hit up? I do not. Once the small brands get exposure, it's a wrap, says Nolan Wren. I would say that's not always the case. Scott and I, we did a Cedar Ridge bourbon pick back last year. It was kind of a sleeper. No one really paid attention to it. When people started getting the bottles, they realized how good it was. And I think there's still a lot of that out there. I still think I think the seasoned whiskey drinkers are, willing to seek out and try new things. But people that are still getting into the game now, or even if you're like a year in, you're probably still looking for those big names. You're still looking for the Blantons and the Weller and the, those Buffalo Trace bottles. You're still looking for the big names in whiskey. And while there's nothing wrong with that, I do think there's some room for, there should always be a little bit of room to just try new things from smaller distillers that might be doing something unique. So that's what I always tell people. I mean, I get that you want it. Man, this is really good. Got like a little coffee bean note in here. Shit, this is outstanding. That is a really, really good rye whiskey. Oh my God, I'm going to have to do a review on that. That's really good. This reminds me of Michter's 10-year with way more punch to it, which is what I've always wanted for Michter's 10-year. Even though this is 8, this reminds me a little bit of Michter's 10-year, but with way more punch on it. This is really stupid good. Prideful Goat. Again, this is just a 95.5 rye. It's 122.10 proof, 122.10 on the dot. It's like this caramel coffee, mocha, spicy. This thing's all over the place. That thing is stupid good. Damn. If any of you guys have, so this is batch number 2. This is the 8-year batch number 2. I would highly, if you're a rye whiskey fan, everybody should be writing this one down immediately. Just get your pen right now or mental note, make a note on your phone, whatever you got to do. Prideful Goat, 8 years old, 122.10 proof. This is batch number 2. You want to get this bottle. That's I mean, honestly, this is the first Prideful Goat that I've owned, and it's stupid good. So there you go. Terrence McDermott, Ryan did it compare. Oh man, I feel like the Sagamore 8-year though would be way more fruity than this though. Maybe we'll do a comparison a little bit later. I got to get into this 10-year battle here tonight, so we will get into that. Old Overholt or Prideful Goat. Oh my God, this is setting up to be an epic rye battle. So this is the 10-year. Man, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it right now. What time is it? Oh, it's early. 10:08. I need like 45 minutes to do that. That 10-year flight. My Sagamore 8-year is not here. It's in my other room. So I have this right here right now. So let's do it. Let's see what we got. Let's get crazy. All right. What did I say? 10-year? Sorry, 12-year. 10-year flight. 12-year flight. I'm losing it. All right. So we have the 10-year Old Overholt cast strength. This comes in at 121 proof. And then you have this, 122.10. So close, 2 years older. It's got 2 years on the Prideful Goat. Let's see. Looks like a Prideful Goat 8-year rye is currently available at Sealbox. John McFarland says glass. What do you mean glass? Got the Elijah C923 out tonight, says Jamie. Oh, Jamie's drinking some good shit right now. I did the Old Overholt and pH 10 blind tonight. Nothing compares to Parker's Heritage 10-year rye. Was that a heavy pour? Yeah, it's a little bit of heavy pour, but All right, guys, let's check this out. Nose. Let's go to the nose. All right. Immediately, the Prideful Goat. Sweeter, more brown sugar, caramel, Old Overholt, straight up rye bread toast. My goodness. It is so rye bready. This is like open up a straight up like new bag of rye bread and it's just coming out of the bag. Wow. Also a little hint of like a star anise, fennel. I hate to say black licorice because I know there are people that have a big aversion to black licorice. I'm not going to say it's like that strong, but there's like a wave of that licoricey like note to it that I pick up here. Chris Gardner, have you had any Rabbit Hole bourbon thoughts? My favorite, I think, is the High Gold from Rabbit Hole, but most of the stuff from Rabbit Hole, I think, is overpriced for what it is, unfortunately. Just not a huge fan of their pricing model. I think they're marketing themselves as a luxury brand. I just don't get that yet. But I know there are people that love their stuff, especially their Founders collections. They range from like $250 all the way to like over $1,000 for some of that stuff. Like it's nuts. I don't understand their pricing. So it's younger whiskey for like $60, $65, $70, $80 in some areas. It's just really expensive for what it is. I just wish it was a little cheaper. All right. I think for the nose, Prideful Goat wins. Let's try the Old Overholt. Man, the Old Overholt just kills it on the palate. You know, nothing super complex here. What you see is what you get. It's in your face. It's spicy. It's very, very rye. I didn't realize how rye forward this is. And when I say rye forward, I don't mean that in terms of spice. I mean it in terms of rye breadiness. There's a very distinct rye breadiness to the Old Overholt that I'm picking up here tonight. And I think coming off a lot of different stuff that I've tasted, it's really standing out more. If I was having this on my own, I felt like I was getting more sweetness. But coming off of this, the Prideful Goat, I feel like there's less sweetness now. There was a rum finish Prideful Goat. Oh, damn, that thing was probably nice. Okay, there's the sweetness with the Old Overholt. So I'm starting to get those caramels and vanillas that you want from a good Kentucky rye whiskey. Some citrus there as well I'm picking up. I would say it's kind of like a lemon orange combo, maybe. Good spice to it. Let's go to the Prideful Goat. Yeah, see, for me, it's the Prideful Goat. It's close, but it's not that close. You know why? Because I just look for I don't know about you guys. You guys let me know in the chat. When it comes to a rye whiskey, what are you looking for? Do you like the rye breadiness that sometimes rye whiskeys have? Do you like spice? Do you want that spice-driven aspect that rye whiskey has? Do you want some sweetness with the rye? For me, if I can get the spice and some really dark, rich flavors, that's my ultimate rye. And I feel like Prideful Goat does that better than the Old Overholt does right now. This is when you compare them, this is so bready to me. Almost like yeasty bready, like rye bread with a little bit of like a toast char on it. Sweet and spice. Matt Luna, what kicks you going with tonight? I'll show you in a second here, Matt. I like spice and sweet on rye. Lots of spice, less oak. Dark fruit, spicy, sweet is a good rye from Mark Emmenecker. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm getting the Prideful Goat over the Old Overholt. The Old Overholt I really love. It's a punch you in the mouth type of flavor profile, but I feel like this Prideful Goat 8-year has way more depth to it. I'm going to have to do this, and the Sagamore 8-year in a little bit of a triple bass episode. So you guys might see that soon. But this Prideful Goat is stupid good. So, hell yeah. That's how you do it, Smalls. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to have some water, and then we're going to break out the 12-year matchup battle royale here that's about to go down, because this is going to be fun. We have 454 people watching the chat. Thank you guys so much. What about the Howard Truth Caramel Malt? I love that one. I could definitely see that one, but it's a younger whiskey. I'd like to get some more of the higher age statements up here. Brian Nessel, did you get the Ever? No, I didn't get any of the Evernorth stuff, the new bottles. I did get to try them though. Gary Franchi was here. I got to try the American whiskey. I got to try a pear brandy finish, I think that they had done, which was really, really tasty. But no, I did not get that one. Those all sold out before it even got to my tier. So yeah, I keep forgetting to like upgrade with Bourbon Junkies. So I like High Rye Bourbon. I like Bullet Rye, Middle West Dark Pumpernickel Rye, says Mr. Mom. BT says hit the like button, peeps. Thank you so much. BT, the legend, Brian Tracy in the house. Okay. I need some water. Do you want it? Yeah, I mean, as from the stuff that I've had from the Junkies, as far as the Evernorth stuff, or even like previously when it was Virtue before it switched to Evernorth, the ryes have been my favorite. I love the ryes that they're putting out. They're different, they're funky, they're delicious. I would love an Evernorth if you have one. And speaking of Jim Beam, since we just had the old Overholt, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to give away one of my Nashville Barrel Company single barrel picks here tonight. This is a 9-year. I mean, can I even say what's in it? It's a Jim Beam barrel. It rhymes with Lookers. It's a cast strength Jim Beam Lookers barrel, but it's 9 years and change. So I had a couple extras of this. I want to give one away tonight. And again, I'm going to start kicking things off here for St. Jude. So and nationwide. So any donations that are made tonight to win this bottle, I will put into that pot to go to Nationwide Children's Hospital here in Columbus, Ohio. So if there's anybody there that wants Whiskey Nose, yeah, if you could mod Whiskey Nose and you could maybe keep track of the names here. Any super chat you guys want to put in or to donate, we'll put this bottle up for donation here, and maybe I'll put one more in the mix tonight, but we'll see. But right now, this 9-year bottle of Jim Beam from Nashville Barrel Company that we just sold out of. If you guys want to get a chance to try one of these, then I'll put this up tonight to give away. So any super chat you want to throw in the mix tonight, this one could be yours. So good luck. All right, so let's hit it. What was the barrel number on that, says Stephen Walt? This is barrel number 2817. 2817. I bet that felt dope to basically get a barrel pick of your brand that hooked you into this whole thing, says Kyle Weipert. Yeah, I mean, anytime, man, barrel picks in general. Oh, thanks so much. Oh, man, let's get this started. Oh, love you guys so much. Look at this. I see what you mean with Rabbit Hole. The Rise 3 years old and 52 near me. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Over out this evening. Had a long day of blending since about 7. Great episode. Thanks so much, Nancy. Nancy, I'm telling you, I better see you on April 26th at Still Austin. Please come if you can. So, all right, we're just gonna kind of mix these up here, guys. St. Jude and Looker, sign me up. There you go, guys. Love it. Appreciate it. Let's get this going. Again, this is going to Nationwide Children's Hospital here in Columbus for tonight. But you guys will see the list pretty early for St. Jude, so we'll get into it. Wow, thank you so much, Jacqueline Anthony. Is Maker's Mark BEP worth the buy at 70? I would pick it up for 70. That's pretty much retail. I really enjoyed the BEP, the Maker's Mark, Joseph. I think if you like that really sweet toffee type of profile, I think you'll like the BEP. Les Bramblett, pick me, says JC. Greetings from Texas. My first live stream to catch. Love the content. Sipping on some Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye while watching, says Andrew Arnold. Love it. All right, we're gonna mix these around here. All right, guys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 samples of beautiful 12-year-old whiskey. Let me grab this tonight. And as you guys know, the last few years here, we've been doing. I need that 9-year Beam Yeah, BEP, the barrel entry proof. It was kind of the last. So the BEP was supposed to be the last release in the wood finishing series before they brought it back. So, but now it's back. So it's just kind of rebranded. So there you go. Did you hear anything about the Blanton's BTAC? I heard some rumors about it, but I have not. I don't know if it's going to be new or not. Are you going to the Junkies Evernorth Grand Opening this weekend? Just checking, traveling from PA and hoping to meet you and say hi. Says Keith Stepanski. Unfortunately, I can't make it. I tried to move some stuff around, but with all the traveling I got coming up in the next couple months, I don't know if I'll be able to get it over there. So, but I appreciate it. I would really love to go. I'm definitely going to try to make Pours in the Park again this year. So if you go to that, maybe I'll probably see you there. So, but I just can't make the grand opening, unfortunately. But I do have plans to take a ride up there and just see. I actually just want to talk to them and kind of maybe in a little bit more of a calm space and see what they're working on and try some barrels. Maybe they'll let me do a barrel pick of their stuff. That'd be a lot of fun. So, all right. All right, let me turn the page here and we'll start tasting these. In the meantime, like last week, the question of the week was, what was my top 5 cereals, which I gave you. Now, I asked some of my patrons what my top, give me some questions of the week to answer. So none of them were like really fun related. They were all whiskey related, but we'll go through some of them here. If I had to pick a question here, let's see. All right, so I like this question from Kevin McLaughlin. If the juice is the same, like NGP distillate, if NGP distillate is the same, does location of aging of the barrel make a difference? Kentucky, Colorado, West Virginia, or Michigan, for example? I think that's a great question. It's a question I get a lot. And all I could say is this. There is a difference, and that's really not going to be dependent on the whiskey itself, but it's going to be dependent on the climate. I'm always willing to donate to a great cause. Drinking Knob Creek 12, a solid pour, says Tom Shanley. Is there really Blanton's BTAC rumors? Yeah, there's supposed to be some cast strength beat, but I mean, you already have, unless it's some super high age Blanton's BTAC rumor. You already have straight from the barrel out there, so I don't really see how that would benefit anyone, unless it's some crazy high age Blanton's that only the partners overseas really get. So Japan, France, Poland, that's where you really see the high age Blantons that is out there. We don't really see that here in the States, unfortunately. So if they came out with like a 10-year Blantons at cast strength, people would lose their mind. Could you imagine the frenzy if that happened? Think about it. Just think. Blantons right now is what, a 4 to 5 year product at this point? 4 to 5 years old, and people are lining up, going crazy for that shit. I understand the bottle and the marketing around it, but I don't understand it. Thanks so much, Smoking Firewall, and everybody else that's kind of getting into that's been donating. Appreciate it. Here's the thing, though. If freaking Buffalo Trace announced a 10 to 12 year cast strength Blantons, like, I'm not saying it's going to be part of the BTAC collection, but let's just say it's a special release that they're going to be putting out. And it was somewhat widely distributed somewhat. The frenzy that would ensue would be, I think you would have bourbon flippers like killing each other trying to get this bottle. It would be absolute mayhem. It would be mayhem. Now I want ham. I'm just saying, it would be fucking crazy. Bottle or not, money well spent. Thanks, Jason Kobe. Here for the beam. Much love to all. Click that like, says Amy Bowen. Yeah, so guys, everything tonight I'm going to put aside, again, to donate to Nationwide Children's Hospital here locally. I know St. Jude's gets a lot of the publicity. They get a lot of donations here, so I do want to do something here locally for Nationwide Children's Hospital. I don't get maybe as much funding as a St. Jude's would. But for Blendageddon, all that proceed money will go to St. Jude's. Probably some of it I'll set aside as well, the super chats, to go to Nationwide as well. So thank you all helping out the kids. I appreciate it. What would a 10-year Blanton's bottle look like? I don't know. Like the whole thing would need to be like, I don't know. What they should do is somebody had asked me what kicks I'm wearing tonight. So tonight, very simple. I just have some Jordan Lows on. My Jordan Lows, red toe. Very I like to wear these a lot. These are very comfortable. They stand out. So very easy shoe to wear. But could you imagine like I don't know, some kind of collab that Blanton's would do? What if Blanton's did like a collaboration with like Tiffany jewelry or something like that, and the label is like that Tiffany blue, and then the topper is like not a metal horse, but yeah, like a die cast like metal horse, but it's like that. It's got like that blue tint to it. That would be nuts. Not Bland's, but Buffalo Trace has been doing a lot of collabs lately. So something like that for an ultra aged, Bland's could be pretty crazy. But if that happens, I'm just staying as far away from that as I can because that's going to be nuts. That would be nuts. Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, what would be the topper for like a 10, 12-year Bland's? Would it just be a regular like horsey top, or would it be like a I don't know, somehow get two horses on there like racing each other? I don't even know how. What the hell was this? What did I just do? What am I doing right now? Oh shit. Let's see. All right. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, perfect. We have 7 samples here. Here we go, guys. Let's try some 10-year-old. Let's try some 10-year product. Oh, back to the question of the night. Sorry. When it comes to NGP, different barrels in different locations, what's really going to affect it is the climate. The climate is going to make it different. Not so much maybe the distillate that's in it. Listen, single barrels are going to be different no matter what you do. The climate is just going to either enhance it or take away from it. So that's really what that difference is. So, but while I taste through these, as always, I'll leave it to you guys to ask any questions. Did I say 10-year again? Sorry, 12-year. Jesus Christmas, I keep saying 10-year. 12-year. 12-year-old flight. All right. Let's go to the first one here, guys. Oh my gosh, this one smells outstanding. Man, you talk about sweet oak, toffee, butterscotch. This is where it's at right here. Oh, man. A little bit of a dusty funk here going on. What is better, 10 or 12? Apparently, I got 10 on my mind tonight. I don't know why. Probably because I'm literally looking at like right over here, right over there is a bottle of Michter's 10-year. I think I keep like glancing at it and seeing it, and 10 just keeps hitting my brain. So I'm also drinking a 12-year Glenglassaugh though. Oh, he's got the Scotch. It says Sean Holgrave. All right. This one smells really good. I really like the dusty character to it. Very dark, rich, a lot of brown sugar, toffee. Got your oak here. All right, let's give this one a try. Number 1. Holy crap, that's good. Gosh, that's the first one. That's really nice. Good proof point, good spice. Again, I think the nose matches the palate here. Maybe it's just a notchly large horse head on the blend, says Justin Jenkins, right? They should come out with like the Italian Blantons, right? The Italian, like the Godfather. Call it. Oh my God, guys, here it is. You ready for this shit? Somebody write this shit down. And if this comes out, I'm making money. The 10 to 12-year-old Blantons, we're going to call it the Godfather, right? It's going to be the Godfather. Then the label will be like a red, green, white, and gold combination, right? Like gold foil around the edges, around the border of the label, green section, white section, red section, and then the topper, freaking cut off horse head on top. Boop. Right on top. Boop. Right there. Horse head. The Godfather Blanton's. 12-year cast strength. Make me an offer I can't refuse. Right there. Like, that would be the greatest bottle ever created. I don't care how much it would be. I'd buy one. Oh, man. That would be the greatest. Oh, come on. You know you guys would love that shit, right? Come on. Horse head on top. Jeff. Oh, Jeff, you said that? You said the Italian blends, the jockey's hands move all over the place when he talks. It's just the guy on the horse with his hands in the air. Just running around. Shit. Come on, guys. Renderings, please. That's gonna be the next bottle I wish I existed. I'm gonna make that, guys. Well, I'll figure that out. I'm gonna Photoshop that. It's happening. The whole bottle should be a horse head. The whole bottle's a horse head. No, you gotta have the grenade shape though to make it a blend. You gotta have it. All right, number 2 here. All right, this has some really nice oak, some really nice spice. It's not nearly as sweet, though, as the first one. I'm missing that nice butterscotch note that I was getting on number 1. This one is just kind of even keel. It's not really going in any direction. It's spicy. It's sweet. Vanilla caramel. There's not really much I could pull outside of that because, like I said, it just kind of hits a little bit of a plateau. This one smells like it's 10 years old. No, I know it's 12. All right, yeah, that sip was better. The finish is the best part of number 2. Great finish on this one. The finish is where all the magic happens. The oak, the brown sugar, a little bit of a deeper, rich profile here on number 2. But again, I'm like looking for more out of that one. But man, it's got a really sweet finish. That's kind of surprising there. I didn't realize it would. Coming off the first one, yeah, man, that's really good actually. The more I sip it, the better it gets. I still don't think it's going to take out number 1 though. It's good. Spicy and sweet, you keep saying. My stage name is JG. There's no way Jason will finish all those glasses. I'm going to do a 12-year blend here at the end. Old Forester 1910 or Knob Creek 9-year single barrel. Michael James Dehan. Michael, those are 2 completely different profiles. I don't really know. You have Old Forester 1910. That's what, 93 proof? Old Fine whiskey. It's a much lower proof. Plus, it's rebarreled. It's 1910 it's a double oak, but the char is so heavy. It's like coffee bean and maple syrup and barrel char. And then you have the Knob Creek single barrel 9-year, which is 120 proof, and just a straight Kentucky. I mean, that's apples and oranges, dude. I don't really know where to guide you. I would say if you like sweeter, then go with the 1910. If you like hefty or proof, then go with the Knob Creek. That's the best advice I can give. I've never had anyone ask me like what those 2, like which one of those 2 would be better for them. So those are 2 completely different. But yeah. Chris Stapleton collab Blanton's with a White Horse. Oh, that's pretty good, Matt. It's pretty good. All right, so let's see. Any other questions of the day? What else did I get here? Let's go with, in 10 years, will more or less than 50% of the NDPs still be in business? More or less than 50% of the NDPs still be in business? That's a really good question. 10 years? That is some serious. I'm going to ask this question to Fred, see what he says too when he's on a couple weeks. That's a serious question right there. I would probably say, and I hate to say it, but I'll probably say less. I'm going to say less. I'm just not. So a lot of things that will happen the next 10 years are pricing shifts. I think there will be, oh, man, that's tough. I mean, you have to factor a few different things in there. You have consolidation. You have NDPs being bought up. So that's a big chunk of it. You have barrel shortages. You have competition for barrels out there in the market. You have, and I think as more of NDPs get bought up by these bigger companies, the buying power for barrels get bigger for them as well. So the barrels that are out there in the market become more scarce, and that affects the NDPs from sourcing. I don't know. 10 years though, there's a lot. I mean, I think there's a lot happening now in whiskey and bourbon that could alter just what we're going through here in the next couple of years. I don't think bourbon is dead by any means. I don't think whiskey is dead by any means. Obviously, there's still a lot out there. I think oversaturation is an issue right now. You have a ton of brands out there in the market trying to make their space, trying to do something unique, and trying to differentiate themselves. And that's completely, a viable plan. You have to. But is it going to be distinct enough to separate yourself from the big dogs? I don't know. I think if you're just I'll say this, if you're just buying NGP, throwing it in a bottle, and charging a shit ton of money for it, and I'm talking like 4 or 5 year MGP, and you're throwing it in a bottle, and I don't think they're going to be around very, very long. But if you're doing unique things with it, I think you're either going to get consolidated and bought up if you're willing to sell, or you could be. I think if you're doing something unique, it's sustainable. At least that's what I can see. But I don't know. I said less than 50%. I don't know, man. That's tough. Maybe I'll say more than 50%. That is tough. There's so much that happens in whiskey year to year. What do you guys think? TCT says less. Yeah, what's going to drive a lot of this is the pricing models that are going on too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go to 3. Amy Bohm, please can you recap the giveaway for any new folks to join? Yeah, sure. If you guys have not donated yet, super chatted yet, basically any proceeds that go tonight, I'm going to be putting aside for Nationwide Children's Hospital tonight, which is going to be part of the Blendageddon St. Jude's fundraiser here in a couple weeks with Fred Minnick. Fred Minnick's going to be coming on. 4 blends will go head-to-head to crown a new champion of Blendageddon. The bourbon fundraiser, we have a ton of giveaways, a lot of bottles that I've donated myself. And all those proceeds will go to St. Jude Children's Hospital, with also some of them going to Nationwide Children's Hospital locally here in Columbus. Tonight, I am giving away one of my specific barrel picks. It's a Nashville Barrel Company pick. This is a 9-year, 2-month-old Jim Beam barrel that rhymes with lookers. Basically, that is cast strength. We're looking at 124 proof of Jim Beam goodness. Center cut Rickhouse deliciousness. You guys can figure out what this actually is in this barrel pick. So any super chat will get you in the mix to win this bottle possibly tonight. And I might have another one in the mix tonight that I might give away too. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So there you go. There you go. All right. Let's go to number 3 here. Oh, number 3. Hello. Number 3 is vanilla ice cream, caramel toffee citrus, a slight like grapiness to it. What the hell is that? That's awesome. Thanks, Don. Appreciate you, man. Jason, how much of a donation do we need to make to see you in an ascot, Sean? If you guys want me to wear an ascot, there's got to be a pretty good donation that'll go to Nationwide. I don't know. It's got to be at least over. It's got to be at least over 75 for me to wear an ascot. Maybe $100. I don't even know where do you even buy an ascot these days? Where do you even get one? I don't know. It would for me to go seek out an ascot in the next 2 weeks and learn how to freaking tie that thing. It would have to be a pretty decent super chat for the kids. So I don't know. You guys make that choice. If it's big enough, maybe I'll get it. I should ask Fred. Fred probably knows how to get one. I'd probably buy one on Amazon if I just look up ascots. Dude, number 3 is... I like number 3 over number 2. I'll have to taste it against number 1. But 3 has all the things. Sweet, spice, that little grape, cherry, vanilla cream. Oh, that's so good. This has like a cream soda vibe. There's like an effervescence to it. There's like a... Oh, it's so good. I'm going to say cream soda. That one's really nice. Number 3 might be in the lead. Number 1's close. Those are going to be close. All right, let's go to number 4 here. Oh, at the Ascot store. Yeah, everybody has an Ascot. Ooh, what's this? Ooh. Okay, I see you. I'm going to ask Fred to just send me one of his. I think the companies that age new MGP barrels will be around more than companies buying aged NGP barrels. This will be a good question to ask Ian as well. I don't know if he'll be able to speak to it, but I'm curious, like how much the percentage of barrels being sourced for MGP now versus maybe 5 years ago, versus even last year or the year before. What is that proportion like? So I think Ian's going to be a really nice wealth of knowledge for everybody to listen to. I cannot wait to just sit down and talk to him. So we'll see what he says. I'm curious what those numbers look like. Yes, Stephen, I will post the comment. Oh, we'll post the results in the comments. This is that's very sweet. My ass caught a cold once. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, no AW. Hey, Gary Francis here. Nice to see you, man. How much of the super chat is required to have you dress up like Mr. Peanut? Giselle, that's going to be a hefty price, man. First of all, what is Mr. Peanut? I got to get a monocle, a cane, and what? And a top hat? That would be a great question. How much sourcing now? Also, what do their age stocks look like? Are they getting back up there? How many of their stocks are over 10 years? Let's be honest here. Are any of these going to be better than Rare Breed or Knob Creek Single Barrel? That's what we're going to find out, Corey. I think Knob Creek 12-year is actually the leader in the clubhouse here tonight. That's the favorite. I would probably have the Wild Turkey 12-year up there and the Jack Daniels 12. Those would be my top 3. Just, if I had to predict what's going to come out on top. This one is actually, look at the color on that one. That is nice and dark. That is a nice dark tram. That's stupid good too. Gosh, this finishes with such a heft of like vanilla extract, brown sugar, caramel, sweet. That's really, really nice. Which one is that one? It might lack the finish a little bit, but that's really sweet. Man, this is going to be tougher than I thought. All right, let's go to number 5 here. Oh, number 5 now. Number 5 is like hold my beer. This smells outstanding. Larry 3R says rooting for the Knob 12. Had Rare Breed the other night, and it kicks ass, says William Bryan. So the Rare Breed now, the new bottle here, This, if anyone's had this one yet, this bottle design, this bottle shape, I don't think I've ever had a rare breed that's been so cinnamon forward, cinnamon red hot, like to a level where it's almost Amburana, like a little bit in this one. That's the first time I've tasted that much cinnamon in a rare breed. I'm not sure if all the batches are like this, all the newer batches. I don't know if Rare Bird is still watching. I'm wondering if he got the same experience. It tastes a lot like the single barrels that I've tasted in the Rick House that were kind of like rejected. Oh my God. Brad Tanica comes in with 100. Are you serious? $100 super chat? All right. I got to do it. I got to get the ascot. I'm going to get for $100. I'll get the ascot. Brad Tanica, thank you so much. That is amazing. Just cheers. Thank you, Brad Tanica. That's amazing. Brad Tanica is that is epic right there. You get the video. You get this.
I like it a lot.
Like it a lot. Thank you so much, Brad Tanica. That's epic. Woo! All right, for $100, I'll get an ascot. I don't know how to wear one. I'll figure it out. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks. All right, let's go back to number 5 here. They must be feeding those turkeys Cinnamon Toast Crunch out. Dude, this is ridiculously good. This has age, spice, sweet oak. This one might be coming off like tasting like a 12-year. Some of these are coming off either sweet, a little bit even keel, but this one, whatever this is, tastes like a 12-year bourbon. It's coming off as a very rich type of profile. This is probably the first one I've hit on that has like kind of like a tobacco leather type thing going on. Which one do you think this is? Oh man, that's good. It doesn't have the longest finish in the world, but what you get on the back end is some of those ultra-aged bourbon notes that you look for in a high-end whiskey, or high-aged whiskey, I should say. That's nice. All right. Number 6. Let's see what we got here. Make sure you pair the ascot with a t-shirt. This is Jimmy Munt. That's actually a good idea. I think what I'll do is I'll do a t-shirt, a blazer, and then I'll have a sport coat on, and I'll have the ascot somehow like tucked in. We'll figure that out. All right, this one smells weird and funky. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, this, I hate to say it, this could be the Maker's Mark. I would bet a bottle of George T. Stagg that's Maker's Mark. Anybody want to take that bet? Anybody want to take that bet in the chat? That's Maker's Mark? If you take the bet, you might win you might win a bottle of George T. Stagg. I think that's Maker's Mark. It's just, man, if that is Maker's Mark, it's just coming off so weird compared to the others. It's almost medicinal coming off some of these other ones. 100% pure mustard says nope. Oh man. Anybody else have a question of the week? And so a question of the week that's non-whiskey related. So like last week we had, what are your top 5 favorite cereals? Anybody have another question of the week I could maybe get into here? That if I could think about it off the cuff here. Yeah, that one's weird. All right, last one here, number 7. How big of a bottle of GTS are we talking? I have some 10 milliliter bottles. Does he have a Dickel in the blind? No Dickel in the blind. AJM Biker says, I just bought a natural barrel rum that is 137 proof, and it tastes like a cross between a rum and a light whiskey. Drinks hot, but is delicious. Yeah, I've had some of those natural barrel rums. They're really good, man. That's a good call out. Oh my gosh. Favorite beer. Top 5 fruit candies. So yeah, the cellar age, Eric, is mainly, it's 80% of it, 80, I think a little bit over 80%, I think like 82% or something like that is 12-year. That's why I threw it in the blind. So a small portion of it is 11 year. Favorite beer, favorite movie series, top 5 sitcoms of all time. That's a good one. Favorite shoe, best pasta dish you make. I mean, that one I could probably tell you off the bat. Best pasta dish I make is I make this. So I make homemade pappardelle pasta. Pappardelle is like a wide noodle. So I make fresh pappardelle pasta with prosciutto, leeks, white wine, a lot of butter, and then I take fresh breadcrumbs that I mix with some toasted mushrooms, chop that all up. I do the pappardelle and I put it in the prosciutto leek sauce, and then I throw those mushroom and breadcrumbs right on top. That is my favorite pasta dish that I make. It's a recipe that I learned about in Italy when I was there, and I think I figured out how to kind of recreate it. So that's probably my favorite pasta dish that I make, for sure. Oh, I like this one, Jimmy. Okay, let's go with this. Favorite cartoons growing up. Let's do this. All right, I'm going to do a top 5 here. Top 5 cartoons. All right, I already know my number 1, but let's go with, I got to pick the other 5 here. I'll think about it here, but that's where we're going with tonight, guys. We're going with my top 5 cartoons growing up, and we'll go with it. Giselle's Bourbon says, wear an ascot with a train conductor costume for Fred. What is your best cigar pairing with what whiskey, says Big Vic. Oh, Big Vic, man. It's a good question. So I'm a huge, oh, man, a huge fan of Oliva. So the Oliva Milano is probably my favorite cigar of all time. I love that cigar so much. It's sweet, it's dark, it's rich. I love that. I love that cigar so much. Pairing that with what would be the pairing though that I love with that whiskey, or love with that cigar, I should say. Trying to think back to the ones that I've had with that cigar. I probably have to go with that cigar with nothing finished. I think I would probably go straight bourbon for that cigar because there's so much to pull out of that cigar when you kind of balance it. I'd probably go the Oliva Milano with I know it's kind of cliche, but probably I would go Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Stag, something high proof, something very rich in flavor. Even a really good Russell single barrel with that cigar is epic. That's probably where I would go with that one for sure. Okay. Yeah, let me go with that one. I'll go with, I'm trying to think of the oh wait, let me taste the last one here, guys. It's getting late real quick here. It's coming up fast. I don't know which one that is. Oh, that's really good, whatever that is. What the hell is that one? This one might be the most perfectly balanced out of all of them. This is really, really good. Toffee, a little bit of leather tobacco here too. Butterscotch, some spice, little black pepper there too. You get a hint of like a candy apple in this one too, I think. That's nice. Okay, let me do that one. I'm trying to name my top 5 cartoons here, guys. Yeah, for sure. My top 2 are easy. I used to watch them all the time. I'd probably go. Yeah, number 3 for sure. My 4 spot, that's a tough one. 4 spot. I think I have my 4 spot. All right. All right, here we go. Top 5 cartoons of all time. Thank you so much, John Herbst. Appreciate it. Here we go. Number 5. Number 5 from the Mash and Drum. Top 5 cartoons of all time. I probably I loved watching it. It was Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry to me was hilarious. I loved watching Jerry just mess with Tom and just screw him up the entire time. So number 5, I would have to say Tom and Jerry. Loved watching Tom and Jerry growing up. So yeah, I would have to go Tom and Jerry. Number 4. Number 4. This is kind of an oldie but a goodie, but I did watch it growing up, and that was Super Friends. So Batman, Superman, Aquaman, and man, that shit just takes me back. That was probably one of my favorite things to watch growing up. When the fortress came out of the water, that was my favorite thing probably to watch. One of my favorite things to watch growing up. So I would say Super Friends cartoon. I was definitely big into superheroes. And then top 3 are easy. Top 3 were easy. Number 3, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was the shit growing up. Come on. Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander. Then G.I. Joe, the movie came out. I was all about it. I mean, Tila. I was G.I. Joe, number 3. Easy, hands down. I feel like I need to put Thundercats in this mix here, but I love Tom and Jerry so much. I think Tom and Jerry would probably be. I think Thundercats would probably make my top 6. If there was a 6th spot, probably Thundercats. I know somebody wrote that in there. Number 2, hands down, Transformers. Transformers. I did not miss that show. Transformers was the cartoon that there's 2 of these. Obviously, my number 1 as well, but I would put Transformers there as my number 2. Optimus Prime, Megatron, as the series evolved. Dude, who watched Transformers the movie and almost lost it when Optimus Prime died? Come on. That killed me as a kid. What was that movie? When was that movie released? Late 80s, early 90s or something? I don't even remember when that was released. That shit killed me as a kid growing up. I think it was the 80s, man. But Transformers the movie, that whole series, that is a cartoon I did not watch. I did not miss. Did not miss growing up. Number 1, and this might be a little bit of a weird one for folks, but it was Voltron. Voltron was my number 1 cartoon that I could not miss growing up. I watched it whenever it was on. There was something about the 5 lions coming together to form Voltron. I have a Lego set of Voltron that I had. I had the die-cast metal setup of Voltron. Voltron was my favorite of all time. I still love Netflix. When Netflix did Voltron Legendary Defender, I think I've watched that series at least 10 times. I can't get enough of Voltron. Voltron was easily my number 1. So Voltron it is. Voltron's number 1. Oh man, He-Man was up there for sure. This is why we get Voltron blends. When I say Voltron blend, that's what happened. Okay. Shut the front doors, Whiskey Juice. AW, you're an asshole. I'm gonna repeat what he wrote. Yeah, Voltron. But yeah, I mean, there were some others, obviously. I had a special place in my heart. Before I went to school every morning, I would watch the Jetsons. Who was onto the Jetsons? Come on. Meet George Jetsons, Spacely Sprockets, Rosie, the butler, the robot butler, pressing a button and a sandwich comes out. As an Italian kid growing up, I wish I had a machine I just hit friggin' gabagool, salami, cheese, balsamic vinegar, and it comes out on a 6-foot hero. That was the dream. All right, let's rank these guys. Here we go. Number 1 is so good. Yeah, I would probably put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up there too. I feel like I got into them a little bit later, but I did love that cartoon. DuckTales. There's so many good ones. All right, 2 is good, but a little bit flat here. So I don't think it's gonna. I'm gonna give a star to number 1. Number 3. Number 1 and number. Oh man, I love number 3 so much. Number 1 is up there. These two are definitely in the lead. This one's kind of falling behind. Let's go to number 4. Man, number 4 is what the hell is number 4? Number 4 has so much dense flavor to it. That is so stupid good. Number 4 is up there too. 5. 5 is the one you can really get the age on. Man, 5 is good. I don't think though 5 has the finish that some of the other ones have, but you also taste the most age. 6. I think 6 is Maker's Mark, and it's just not jiving with me. Again, I have a problem with Weeders. I'm sorry. I just don't know what it is. And then number 7 here. Number 7 is good too. I don't think it's as good as these other 4 though. So I'm going to put this one last. This one second to last. And now it's a matter of these, kind of placing these here. All right. Yeah, I like this one over. I think this one should stay. It's down to these 4. All right, let me get a quick clean palette here. Once we rank these, we do the reveal. We'll do the giveaway. Whiskey knows, if you could, start collaborating the names and let me know, putting together names or the number, I should say, and we'll see what I'm going to give away here tonight. All right. Top 4 is tough. These are all really good in their own way. Just a matter of what I like more here. All right, let's go to... you know what? We'll start with this one here. I don't even know what the numbers are anymore. I'm just mixing these up. Very sweet, very rich. It lacks a little bit of a finish here. Let's go to this one. Oh, man. Love the age notes on this one. I would probably move that ahead of that. I think these two are, I think, the leaders of the clubhouse. Oh, my gosh. That one smells incredible. So does this one. I don't know. This one's closer to this than I think it is. I know 1792 won't do well, but I'm kind of rooting for it. I think the 1792 12 year is very underrated. Nobody talks about it, but it's also not really readily available by any means. Oh, man, this one's so rich and dark, and this one I think is there too, but it's definitely brighter. Man, I don't know which one I like more out of those two. They're so close. They're so close. These two. This one. This one, it's good, but it's lacking a little bit of a finish here for me. Do one more sip of that one. Yeah, no, it has a finish too. I don't know. These 3 are kind of jumbled together. They both have sweet. They both have spice. But which one? I mean, which one do I call number 1? I'm leaning towards this one because of the butterscotchiness that it has. I love this one because of the age 12-year notes that I'm getting here. I don't think it has as good as a finish though as number one. I think this is still number one where we were, or as this one I should say, and then this one. Yeah, I'm going to go with this lineup right here. This is where we're at, guys. This is my number one, number 2, 3, 4, and then down the line. All right. This should be interesting because I'll say this, guys. The top 3 are so stupid close that any day of the week, any of these 3 could have taken number 1. But tonight, this is how it kind of sorted out. These were really kind of just a step below where these were at. So let's go to the reveal. Let's see what we got in the battle of the 12-year bourbons. Here we go. Hunter, how is the 1792 single barrel? Dude, delicious. If anyone ever comes across the 1792 single barrel, buy it. I think they're delicious. You just don't see them very often. It's the tan topper on top of the bottle. The bottle and bond is yellow. The full proof is black. The small batch is like a maroon. But if you see that gray topper, that gray single barrel topper on the 1792, buy it. It's really, really good. Anyone remember the Mask cartoon? Dude, I remember Mask. I do remember Mask for sure. All right. Here we go. Last place. This is the one I said I thought was Maker's Mark, and I would put up a George T. Stagg to see what it is. This is letter D, and this is... Nobody took the bet, and you're probably right not doing it, because this was the Maker's Mark Cellar Aged. I don't understand this bourbon. This bourbon is so weird to me. I really love it on its own, but you put it in a flight, and it just... Meh. I don't know what it is. And remember, guys, we're gonna get another one of these this year. There's gonna be a 2024 with different. I mean, we don't know what the ages are going to be in that. This one is 87% 12-year, 13% 11-year. So what will this year's be? Will it be 12 and 11 again? Will it be 13 and 12? We'll see what happens. We'll remember this is an annual release, so we'll see what happens with this one. But in a flight, it never does good. All right, now it's about to get interesting. Let's see what this one is. This one is letter A, which belongs to... Ah, shit. Oh, well. Weller 12. This is the Weller 12-year. That's actually not surprising. I just don't think Weller 12 has the proof to kind of stand up to some of these other whiskeys that are in this blind. But Weller 12 here, and I think... Yeah, it's very sweet, and I could see why people would absolutely love that that bourbon. I mean, it beat out Maker's Mark Cellar Aged for me. I think it's just got a sweeter profile. It's very rich, very brown, sugary, sweet, and I see why people love it. But I think once we got to these, it just kind of fell flat. So let's see what got. Let's see, 5th place here. What the hell what is that? Letter F. Letter F goes to the 1792 12-year. 1792 12-year, and I believe this is the one that I said was very even keel. It wasn't in your face. It wasn't it didn't, there was no like specific parts of it that stood out. It's just a very nice, easy sipping 12-year whiskey. So, but that makes sense. It's just good, not great. All right, top 4. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty here. So what do we have left here? We have Evan Williams 12-year. We have Knob Creek 12-year. We have Jack Daniels 12-year. And we have the Wild Turkey 12-year. So 4 that I thought would kind of end up towards the top. Let's see what number 4 was. This is letter G, and this goes to Evan Williams 12-year. Evan Williams 12-year grabs the 4 spot in tonight's blind. I will say this about Evan Williams 12-year. If anybody ever has a chance to pick this bottle up, I think when you normally do a tour at Evan Williams, you have to do a tour to get access to this if they have it for sale. And anytime that I do a tour there, I'm always hoping that this is available, and I always pick one up. This is an absolutely delicious bourbon at 101 proof for the money. You know, it's one of those whiskeys where I just think it everybody should have in their collection. So, all right, top 3. This is getting interesting. Jack Daniel's, Wild Turkey, Knob Creek 12-year. Let's see what we got. This one is letter B, which goes to no shit. This goes to the Knob Creek 12-year. Knob Creek 12-year grabs 3rd place. And like I said, guys, the top 3, 1A, 1B, 1C, depending on how you like it. I'll say this. One of the questions that I got, is there a better bourbon value right now than this bottle right here? Tell me in the chat. Do you feel like Knob Creek 12 has a better value prop right now? I mean, you have a Logic Craig barrel proof. I get it. But Knob Creek 12-year for what, 60, 65 bucks? A 12-year-old 100 proof bourbon. Is there a better value than this right now? So this is what I'll ask you in the chat. If you think there's a better value than Knob Creek 12-year, I want you to say yes in the chat and then write down what you think is a better value than this bottle right now. Because I think even so, if we have the Wild Turkey 12-year and we have the Jack Daniels in here somewhere, but both of those bottles are more expensive than this one. And like I said, the top 3 could be kind of mismatched. So which one? So do you feel like there's a better value than Knob Creek 12-year? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Well, the Wild Turkey is $50. If you can, $50. The 12-year? It's not $50. I really enjoy 12-year. You can find KC12 at grocery stores. That KC12 is amazing for the price. Yes, Remus Highest Rye, says Ethan Sterner. But Remus Highest Rye goes at 6-7 years old, and it's $60-something. You would buy that over a 12-year Knob Creek? Just saying. Russell's picks, maybe. I'd be more inclined to maybe agree with that. Lionel G says, at the age, no. Yes, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. William Bryan, that's an interesting. But that's a 6-year-old whiskey. That's a 6-year-old bourbon. Knob Creek is double the price, double the age, and the same price. I don't see how that's a better value. I don't see how that's how the. JG says, Basil Hayden. Yeah, you're drinking too much, buddy. Rare breed? Okay. Rare breed. I could go with rare breed. Rare breed. Knob Creek single barrel, 120 proof. Is KC 18 worth it at $130? I would buy that shit for sure. McKenna 10 is close, but not. JG Blue. JG, I'm done listening to you. What are you doing? 1920 says BW. Do you realize 1920 is a 4 to 5-year-old product? Does that change your mind? Again, you have to take in all the attributes of the whiskeys. Talk about age, proof, everything. Old Forester is a 4 to 5-year-old product, and you're saying it's a better value than a 12-year-old Knob Creek? I don't know if I could agree with that. All right, top 2. I think that's Turkey, and I think my number 1 might be the Jack. It's that butterscotch note. And guys, just to let you know, this Jack Daniel's 12 that was poured tonight was batch number 1, not the batch 2 from 2024, but batch number 1 from 2023. So I just want to make that clear. This is letter E. And yes, top 2 tonight go to Wild Turkey 12-year and The Jack Daniel's 12-year takes the #1 spot. These two were probably as close as you can get to two 12-year-old bourbons as far as like coming in first place here. But when you're looking at this is what is this, $90 retail? Obviously, people mark this up to over $300. This Wild Turkey 12-year, when it hit the States, was pretty high, but now you can get this for, I think, less than $200 in some places. So this might actually be the better value when it comes to people, marking stuff up. So if you have a chance to buy either the Wild Turkey 12-year or the Jack Daniel's 12-year, somewhat close to retail, you're doing pretty good. I would say the Evan Williams 12-year is up there, and the Knob Creek 12-year, I mean, delicious stuff. This actually surprised me a little bit. I really thought the Knob Creek 12-year would kind of take over, but I think the 100 proof point lacked a little bit on the finish when compared to these two. So these two gave a little bit of everything that I love in a bourbon: sweetness, spice, balance, a good finish. And there you go. 1 and 2 here tonight, guys. Wild Turkey 12-year and Jack Daniel's 12-year. There you go. Nailed it. If we get an Ace at Green River in the 10 to 12-year range, JD12, yeah, the batch 1 is fantastic. How much would you pay for the 12-year turkey? So Devin, I've seen that bottle get down below 200. If you see it below 200 for the Wild Turkey 12-year, I would buy it immediately. I think it's really, really, really good. So, all right. Whiskey No says 1 to 87. All right, let's pick a number here. Here we go. I'm gonna have Google pick the first one. Pick a number between 1 and 87. Here we. Oh, it just picked one. This one is number 62. 62. Who do we have at 62? Oh, close. AW 69, but it's 62. Who do we have at 62? Whiskey Knows. This is for the Nashville Barrel Company Hooker's single barrel pick from Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. Who do we got? Let me write down the winners here. So the Nashville Barrel Company goes to... Who do we got at 62? TCT. I have not had the Stag 23C yet. I have not had it. I haven't heard really good things about it, though. Has anyone in the chat had the Stag 23C? I haven't had good things. I haven't heard great things about that batch. I think the last really good one I had was the 22A. That thing was freaking ridiculous. Whiskey Nose says, "Holy shit, Ray! Are you serious? Freaking! Did Big Vic win? Oh my God, Big Vic, dude! I call shenanigans. Big Vic wins the Nashville Barrel Company pick. Come on, dude! No, you did not." I've heard 23C is good. Okay. I've heard 23C is good. Do you want 23C to review? Mr. Jigs, if you have a 23C, yeah, I'll review that shit. Thank you so much, man. All right. What else can we give away tonight? What else do I got that I can give away for some folks here? I feel like you guys have been so great tonight, so generous. What else do I have that I can give away here that's unopened? That's always the difficult part. What can I give away here? I'm trying to look back at the picks that I have. You know what? I know what I'll give away. So last year, Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, we did a huge event at Sagamore Spirit, and we released the first ever Sagamore Spirit finished in Vino de Naranja casks, which is an orange liqueur. I have one bottle left from the event that I could give away. Or should I save that for the St. Jude's giveaway? Maybe I'll save that for St. Jude's. I think I will do that. Let me think. Give a Z-Biotics bottle. I don't know. Nulu Spice Jam, Giselle's. That's rich. That's rich, man. You know what? Let's do this. I will call it a surprise bottle. I'm going to give away another bottle, but I have to go through my collection and see what I can give away. And whoever wins it will get kind of a nice surprise of whatever it is. But I promise you it will be good. So let's just go with that. So I will give away a second bottle tonight, but it's going to be a little bit of a surprise here. So Marty, let's pick number, let's go with Jordan. Let's go with number 23. Marty, who do you got for 23? I'll give away something something pretty cool. I'll make it a surprise. Here we go. Nestor Bodizian, yeah, New Riff Malted Rye. It's a buy. Just get it. It's deliciously. All right. Old Fitz. Yeah, I could do an Old Fitz. But I think I could pick out something pretty special for somebody. So what do we got? Brad Tanica, number 23. Are you serious? Brad Tanica, number 20. You know what? That actually is pretty cool because he donated $100 to the cause. So I do want to thank him for bringing that in. It's not going to be Hidden Barn. I swear. I don't even have a bottle of Hidden Barn. So yeah, you're welcome. So congrats to Big Vic and Brad Tanica tonight for winning. And thank you all for donating to the cause. Like I said, all this money will be going. I'll be putting aside for Nationwide Children's Hospital. You know, once I come up with the money, put it together, make a check, bring it over there, I'll definitely do a social media post about it to a shout out to you guys. And yeah, thanks tonight for hanging out. Brad Tanica, email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com to claim your prize. Big Vic, you know exactly where to find me. So with that said, like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Before we sign off, let's make the Voltron blend. That's right. I don't know if it's all going to fit. Oh, it's so close. It is so close. The Voltron blend is ready. My #1 cartoon is ready to go. It's almost a Russo pour. Guys, remember next week. Here we go. I'm going to throw it up there again.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Mr. Ian Stursman will be here live in studio from MGP to answer all your amazing questions. Guys, love you all. Thanks for chiming in. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers. Let's see what the Voltron 12-year blend brought. I got to say, it's actually pretty delicious. Cheers, guys. See you next week for a great episode. Thanks for all the love, guys. Remember, like, subscribe before you get out of here. Cheers. Go over to hang out with Women of Whiskeys right now. They're live on YouTube, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.